Gradually, word that they had accomplished something that impressive even Wayne spread through their spread through their fellow wild dogs. However, Oliver and the other two didn't let it get to their heads. All that remained inside their hearts were Zell's words. They wanted to become people who would surprise Zell when they were reunited. The three believed that when they achieved this, Zell would certainly come back. She's just chilling with Leo right now. Leo wins again. Another woman added to the harem. However, long empty reality wouldn't be easily changed by a single night's tears. Even though Zell had given them much of valiant farewell, saying they'd meet again after the others became spectacular. Ever since that day, the three spent their time absent-mindedly, as though exhausted. Hey, remember that expensive soy sauce at Primavera's? People saying they crushed their business rivals in the GDS just so they could sell it. Even Madame Rose has gotten greedy, and I was sort of hoping she'd be a Japan savior. Shut the fuck up, you little cuck. She's just like the politicians. They talk big until they actually get power. You know, started seeing that woman's true side. You've heard it about them crushing the labor union, right? Sounds like fun times over. The Japanese labor union had prioritized Japanese laborers, offering high-wage day labor jobs. A bit earlier, with the message that had now contributed sufficiently towards raising the standard of living for their countrymen, its dissolution had been announced. A new organization was established with a different name to handle the same business, but to the Japanese city folk, wages were the biggest issue. However, the new union announced its new policy of finding work for as many laborers as possible. It corrected the unfairness of offering high-wage jobs to a limited number of people, declaring that money for labor would be distributed fairly and uniformly. In the end, it simply meant that the old low wages were back. The Japanese were extremely discouraged, and their spring with regards to Primavera met its end. Get over it. With wages at their previous low levels, Chinese laborers wouldn't go out of their way and try to enter City 23. Good, that means more shit for us. The GDS announced that to its Chinese brethren that in exchange for facing retribution for the storehouse burning incident, Primavera had eliminated the Japanese Union. Chinese employers, who now had their workforce back, applauded this and renewed their oaths and loyalty to the new GDS, run by the young Lord Sun Zilong. Then rumors circulated and reached the ears of the Japanese city folk. In the end, the incident that night was summed up in this way. Madame Rose, trying to make a killing by selling soy sauce, burned up the soy sauce owned by the Chinese merchants, the Friends of the People. Fuck off. That got them into trouble with the GDS, and as a condition for avoiding all-out war, they agreed to eliminate the Japanese labor union. In other words, because of Madame Rose's greed, they started an unnecessary conflict, and the wages of poor laborers were sacrificed as a result. Like, this is, like, completely, like, in the mindset of someone that wanted to blame Rose in the first place and blaming Rose. That's all this is. Like, you're coming from such a negative viewpoint of her that you're willing to just accept the word of the GDS, which everyone knows as a pretty fucked group that already didn't like us because we were already having pressure by the GDS and who's squeezing us. They're like, that's okay now because you just want to hate on Rose. Like, that's literally the entirety of this. There's no other way around it. These people wanted a reason to dislike Rose, and they just happened to get it. That was how it was remembered by the people. Fuck the people. The people are fucking useless. I hate the people. This is why you shouldn't help some people. Jesus. The elimination of the Union would seem to have been caused by pressure from the GDS. That was a term they had been forced to accept in order to gain Lee's assistance during the Wang incident. In the end, during the whole soy sauce war, everyone was playing to the GDS's tune. Because there's no reason for them to be, like, as distrustful of Rose as they are. Other than, like, true sexism and shit like that. The young Lord guy was always looking for a way to take the GDS back from the Council of Elders. Council of Elders tried to make a pot shot at Primavera, and they were panicking by the unexpected counterattack. Then the young lord dashingly appeared, resolved the problem, and eliminated the Council of Elders who'd screwed up. I'm dumb, so I don't really get it, but I sort of get that Primavera was being taken advantage of from the beginning. Looking back on it, it all went as the GDS planned. They neatly crushed the Japanese labor union, which they'd been pushing to eliminate over and over again. And on top of that, they formed a powerful alliance between forces to City 23's north and west. The GDS and the Bajiangbang. Big Bang. There you go. The GDS was a formidable foe on its own, but now it's doubled. Yeah, but we've like quadrupled. Yeah, now Primavera can't even get into skirmishes with Chinatown. As a proof of friendship, Madame Rose and Sons along were entering negotiations for handing over special offers windows, it was said. In other words, the GDS had succeeded in both getting the demands Wang had made. It's like Primavera's playing Chinatown protection money, bang, and licking their asses. It's just the same. It's no different from when we walked up to the American or Chinese troop and said, "Give me chocolate." Yeah, nothing's changed. But we did prove one thing, that you could actually go head to head and like fucking punch him in the mouth. You don't underestimate us. We may stand in awe of you, but we'll make sure you stand in awe of us as well. Bring on the fight. If it's to protect our countrymen, we're prepared to drag you down into hell with us at any time. That's what we've proved. That's the only thing Primavera gained from that night. That's all we needed to. The only thing, huh? It's enough to make you cry. All across the city, people are grumbling about Madame Rose, and the feel of the city is going to change. And to think we've won this victory at the cost of all that. It's enough to make you cry. Self-determination of peoples. That's the only victim Madame Rose wanted. All we can do now is believe that something awesome's enough to be worth such a big price. Future of our countrymen, is it? I'm dumb, so I don't get it at all. You don't get a lot of things, Charles, but it's okay. You try. Scary, huh? The Department of Health or whatever announced the soy sauce is dangerous. Well, that's because all the soy sauce going around now is that fake inferior stuff. Rumor has it they make it from the hair of dead humans. Wait, seriously? I'm not touching soy sauce again. If only the hair was the worst of it. It's supposed to be packed with chemicals and cancer-causing tar. Well, that explains it. I was wondering why you suddenly stopped seeing soy sauce around. Soy sauce syndrome. The urban legend that ingesting substitute soy sauce would damage your health was spread through as though it was true. Hey, whatever works. Since all cheap, low-quality drinks and food had similar legends at the time, it wasn't as though soy sauce was especially bad treatment. However, thanks to the corrupt businessmen plotting to profit off the soy sauce fever, large amounts of particularly low-quality substitute soy sauce were making the rounds. People who ingested started complaining of various symptoms after meals. Tongue inflammation, paralysis, rashes, and fevers, strange headaches, and drowsiness. Along with the soy sauce fever, stories about the health effects of substitute soy sauce spread throughout Tokyo in a flash. As a result, the government's Department of Health discovered several dangerous substances in various sorts of low-quality soy sauce. They eventually released an announcement telling people to avoid ingesting it. Practically speaking, it was an announcement not to buy soy sauce. Both America and China wanted to sell ingredients exported from their own countries. They had no reason to protect pure Japanese ingredients. The soy sauce fever suddenly wilted, and people began to treat soy sauce as a dangerous unsanitary remnant of the previous era. This was the nation who went around destroying statues of Buddha, which they had revered until a day before during the anti-Buddhist movement. It didn't take them long to turn their backs on soy sauce as well. The Japanese city folk had no way to tell the difference between safe real soy sauce and dangerous fake soy sauce. Sounds like they're stupid. Eventually, even real soy sauce stumbled and began to vanish from Japanese culture. Madame Rosa tried to protect soy sauce as the leading member of food culture. Only her countrymen in the future would realize that the time she tried to protect it was the very last chance. At this point in 1948, it was unlikely that anyone would realize what she'd achieved and what she'd lost. She's too ahead of her time. We don't understand now. In the future, we might understand. You're pretty forward thinking. You gotta be, or you'll lose your fortune. Huh. I have a proposal. What? Let's break up the wandering dogs. Nina stopped, walking, and spoke. Oliver, and Charles stopped too, but they didn't turn around. The Wandering Dogs was a four-person team with Zell. So if we keep being the Wandering Dogs, there'll always be something missing. We'll be like a flat tire the whole time until Zell comes back. Looked like Zell understood. She understood what Madame Rose was thinking. In that case, I want us to be able to understand too. But we're idiots and we don't understand anything now. I mean, yeah. Still, for all we know, we will understand when the future comes. When we became those countrymen of the future Madame Rose was talking about, we might understand what it was what she got us. What it was. We might understand what it was she got us. I can't breathe. You think we will? Even us? We won't know if, we won't know if we'll know until the future. That's why until the future, when Zell comes back, I want to make sure City 23 is protected. The future when Zell comes back. Sure. You know, I really do plan to learn Chinese. If I, not just Zell, understood Chinese, then it'd be possible for us to pull off more complicated plans. True. After all, Oliver powered up so much in just a few days when Lee worked him to the bone, right? If we seriously keep building our strengths, we'll be able to pull off way bigger plans. It's the same for you, Charlesy. If you keep improving those magic fingers, you'll really be able to shock Zell. True. If we get stronger, Zell will be able to think up much more interesting plans. We want to get more awesome and pull off a legend. Until the day Zell comes back, we gotta keep training ourselves. No point pretending to be wandering dogs and feeling all down when we don't get Zell around. We each have to strengthen ourselves. So we can't cling to the wandering dogs. There's no time to cling to each other like losers, feeling bad about ourselves. We aren't losers anymore. Zell made us wolves. So now it's time for us to become wolves and go on our separate journeys. Sucks. You know, I'm thinking about lodging with the girl who helped me out once long ago. I want to lodge with you too. That girl spoke Chinese perfectly. I'll have her work me hard at mornings and evenings. In that case, me too. Maybe I'll sleep in the storehouse Wayne uses for training. Not because I want to become a man who's good at fighting or anything, it's trivial as that. I'm going to truly learn hand-to-hand combat so that I can be useful in Zell's strategies. If you're gonna do that, then me too. Earlier, James of the Rich Bombo asked if I'd be interested in working for him. What? No, even I want to hone my talents until they become a real weapon. That's fucking based. And when Zell comes back, I'll surprise her no matter what. This decided, until the day Zell comes back, the Wandering Dogs are disbanded. Nina punched her fist in the air. Next time we meet, I'll be a high-class girl fluent in Chinese, okay? Next time we meet, I'll become a man who can do magic with his fingers. Charles also stuck out his fist, bumping it against Nina's. There's only one way to find out, Nina. Then Oliver stuck out his fist too, and the three fists knocked together. I'll become the strongest man no matter what. When we're the strongest, we'll meet the strongest Zhao and form the strongest team. On that day, we'll be the wandering dogs again. Until then, so long, people. We aren't losers anymore. Don't forget to keep things clean and tidy, okay? Store up that fortune. People abandoned by fortune die. The three of them pulled their fists back, then slammed them together so hard it made a noise. Ouchie. Then at the same time, without any regrets, they turned it around and walked down their own paths. Of course, none of them was so effeminate that they turned back. The curtain lowered on the legendary night that was just their own, hidden within the nights of the Soy Sauce War, and the wandering wolves dispersed. Fall, 1948. The wolves split in three directions, not wandering, but following their respective paths until the end. Nice side story. Even Oliver's eyes were filled with out-of-character tears. As he tried hard as he could to hold back his hot eyes, he spoke to himself. I'll do it. You're gonna be shocked, Zell. I won't let you see me as unreliable again. You know, you don't need to say that out loud. The hell are you doing here? Go away, I thought you went that way. What? Are you crying? Guess little Oliver's still a kid. Shut up. Seriously, go away. The three of us just went our separate ways, right? Well, all our stuff's still back at the music shop. Guess we'll go in the same direction. Sorry, I forgot my stuff was there. Ugh, what the hell, man? It's a waste, damn it. I guess we couldn't finish it off. Nothing wrong with that. I get the feeling that not knowing what's going on, but still laughing boosts our fortune. Sure. Crap. No, I just want to eat a ton of Nikuman. Guess we can't just finish it off after all. Let's have a farewell party tonight and go wild. Hell yes. I shut up about it because I don't want to ruin the mood, but I'm starving. Let's go. Here's to the final mission of the Wandering Dogs. Find the delicious Nikuman shop. Yeah. Thanks, Charles. Pardon me for interrupting your discussion. We just now reached a break. What could it be? One can only hope that it's something good. I understood how unusual it was for someone like Madame John to set up so much time aside for a mere reporter like me. You're no mere reporter. You're the daughter of Rose. That'd be fucking meme shit. Every time the story reached a good break, Advisor Uedera would come in with some urgent business. I see. How bothersome. I hate people. What shall we do? Perhaps it would be faster if this child disappeared. Madam, your guest. Oh, no, please go ahead. I didn't hear anything. I'm sorry, Julie. It's the usual trouble. It's so regrettable. Primavera, which was tasked with the job of protecting the future of its countrymen, is now a mere violent organization. If the breakwater for the protection of its countrymen became a net strangling to its countrymen, that would rather defeat the purpose. Oh, I see. She pretended that she hadn't heard anything, but she did know a little from her fellow reporters. Apparently, even the Primavera family wasn't a united front. Because the organization had grown too massive, it became quite impossible for Madame John's will to extend to its outer edges. There was probably a considerate number of its members who misunderstood the goals that Madame Rose had left behind, mistaking the organization for a mere tool of violence. The high-ranking members had already heard rumors of Madame John summoning a writer and beginning to write a final message to leave behind. Majesty and good health are two sides of the same coin. When the higher-ups were convinced that the madam's remaining life was short, their cohesive force would weaken. A fellow reporter who knew a lot about the underworld suspected that a conflict would soon start over the alternation of generations in Primavera. However, Madame Jean's position was apparently very weak. That was because of the extreme old age among the top-level leaders. Madame Jean had united the organization thanks to her excellent leadership and charisma, but that backfired and led to failure when trying to pass it down to the next generation. Because of that, there was a vast generation gap between her and the young leaders, which got in the way of mutual understanding. It was even rumored that the young leaders were quietly threatening the public peace, pushing for a coup d'etat. They probably planned to use that to bring down the massive mafia that had ruled over post-war Japan, to bring it down on all one swoop. Primavera split to pieces without Madame Jean's control would be little more than a violent organization. It would have none of the ideals for the future that Madame Rose had imagined. Madame Jean had foreseen this. Maybe that was why right now she was telling everything, trying to leave Primavera's reason for existence behind in writing. Madame Jean and advisor Uedera had become thoroughly wrapped in their conversation. As I pretended not to hear, a young male guard, who had guided me several times before, tapped my shoulder. Hey, you down? What the hell? Hi, Shibara. Allow me to escort you home. Are you Wayne's kid? Oh, thank you for your help. Who did Wayne fuck? Madame Jean, thanks so much for today. Oh, Julie, I remember. I really am sorry for asking this of you all the time. There's still a lot I'd like to speak with you about. Do you think you could spare some time in the near future? Of course, if you call, I'll always come as a business trip. Then I'll see you later. Thanks for sticking around for my long story again. Next, we'll finally reach the story of 1949. It's the story of how Madame Rose's Primavera begins to transform into the Primavera you all know well. Yes, ma'am. I look forward to hearing about it. It was probably a mistake to say that. Feeling uncomfortable, I reflexively looked at the ground. Hi, Shibara. Let's depart. Yes, then if you'll excuse me. Until that point, she left by taxi, but this time it was different. It was a black luxury car used for Primavera business. The windows were, of course, made with bulletproof glass. It was a courtesy car for executives, built as sturdy as an armored vehicle. I wonder if there's a sign of how close things are to breaking point. I will take you to your home. Please have a seat. Oh no, I can ask you to take me all the way home. I may be interviewing the Mafia, but I don't want to let them near the privacy of my own home. That thought sprang up unconsciously inside me, and it took form as a look of refusal on my face. Then suddenly the man grabbed me by the collar. Ah! Get down! I was grabbed by the collar, pulled with extreme force towards him, and pressed to the ground. I was held against the ground as he leaned over me. At that moment, I heard the sound like a shrill voice. Damn it! You guys! It said it'd definitely pay off. Give me back my fucking money, damn it! An old man in a worn-out suit holding a knife ran towards us. Immediately, 2 shots rang out. 2 red splashes flew from the old man, and he tumbled to the ground. The policeman stationed in front of the residence had fired. It's been dangerous lately these days. They won't even waste tax money by firing warning shots. Even though Primavera was a publicly known mafia organization, they couldn't start pulling guns out openly in the middle of the street. I finally realized that this young man had put his life on the line to protect me. Come, Shibara. Let's go. The police will handle the rest. Okay. Even though I've been listening to bloody tales for so long, that is the first time in my life I've seen a person shot. Yeah, most people don't see people getting shot. The car entered a major road and was swallowed up by traffic. I still couldn't believe that the scene I had just witnessed had occurred very close to this place. Belatedly, I experienced the fear of having to interview the Mafia. person just now. They show up now and then. Sad story. He probably had his assets stolen by disreputable people. It means that even Primavera is no longer made up of solely of people who understand Madame Rose's noble ideals. He's probably the sad victim of a disreputable scam. Sometimes people with no other options, other than to hang themselves, tried to raid Primavera's headquarters to fire off one last parting shot. After all, in this era, anyone can find out where the Madame's mansion is by Googling it. Huh. Thanks for what you did back there. He put his life on the line and protected me. He was prepared to be struck in my place. In that situation, I probably look like a VIP. There's a very good chance that the old man chose me to go down with him. I can always put my line on the line for the future of my countrymen, for the goal I must fulfill. Jesus Christ, dude. Get out of here. That's Primavera's Omerta. Omerta? At the very least, the person was still trying to carry on Madame Rose's will. Putting aside whether or not her ideals had become reality in this world of 2013, this young man who must have never seen Madame Rose's face was carrying on her will. That's all there was. But I'd like to believe that her efforts were rewarded, at least a little. You're young, aren't you? How old are you? Same age as you, Aishibara. I was surprised to learn his age. Sir? Still, that means it's only been a few years since he became a full adult. Why would a young person like that choose the path of the underworld? What experiences could have led him to that decision? Madame Rose had always told me about something. Everything. So I unconsciously assumed that by asking I would get an answer. After asking, I realized it was an improper remark and coward, but the man smiled and answered. I'm a native member. Ever since I was born, I was raised to do all I could for Primavera. What do you mean a native member? Wayne Kota Uedera is my grandfather. Wow, what a surprise. I can't believe that. Oh my god, I'm so shocked. What? Yeah, fucking course. What? And you're the consiglieri's grandson, and he also raised me like a parent. She could understand that. He was the grandson of Wayne, the one who probably understood Madame Rose's ideals best. Forgive me for not introducing myself. I'm Uedera Toratsugu. What? Calling me Uedera will just make things complicated, so I'd appreciate you if you call me Tora. You know what? Your name's Tora now. Tora, okay. I've been ordered by the consigliere to provide you protection until you finish interviewing Madame Jeanne. It's not impossible that someone will misunderstand your interviews and try to harm you. Fear not, I won't disturb your privacy. I'm quite tactful. Here's my card. It has my phone number and address. If anything happens, call me no matter the hour. While the car was stopped at a light, he took a business card out of the card case. At that moment, I realized a familiar card was peeking out at me. Huh? Isn't that one of our staff ID cards? We've gotten approval from the Hong Kong Daily News. What do you mean? You won't disturb my privacy. It's totally planning to intrude on my daily life. So is a newbie who's practicing a T-serving going to have a bodyguard following her around the company starting tomorrow? Oh, don't worry about me. I'll behave just like a normal employee. I'll play the part of your junior, so everything will be fine. What? That's not what I was worried about at all. What have I gotten gotten myself into, Mom? After interviewing the Mafia, my own daily life is finally getting absorbed in their violent tale. Oh, do you mind if I turn on some music? Sweet, love is the Omerta. Luck and Riki kicks ass. And how he's starting to act all friendly and casual too. I can see a holster inside his jacket, which makes it look like it holds a really heavy gun. My mind goes blank by now. It was as though I'd been suddenly drawn into the world of a movie. This road, this asphalt our car is racing down. Till yesterday, I thought it only went to places that could be seen with the eye, but this asphalt is connected. It's connected to the tale of Primavera, which began in 1947. All the tales were connected together on the same path. I thought the stories of the distant past were tales from another dimension, like something from a movie. But I was probably wrong. Will I be able to write down this long, long tale? Will I be able to communicate Madame Rose's determination for her countrymen of the future? like she wished for. It's crazy. Just as I was starting to get solemn. I wish that the guide stopped whistling and tapping the steering wheel. Oh, around the corner. That's the Olmar you always drop by on your way home. Shall we stop by there? It's just about time that those bento side dishes you love to go 5% off on a limited time sale. I thought you were tactful. See, I know a lot. Actually, I've been stealthily guarding you for 10 days already. Police! This man's a stalker! Give me back my privacy! Best path to the bright future. Points! Points! Medals! Points! Good shit. Based.